G'day cocktail lovers. This is somewhat of a sequel to a video I did a while back. A friend pointed me out a channel, a guy called Ryan Doka. His online name is surname first, DokaRyan. And I think he's quite popular on TikTok and YouTube. And his main thing he does, he puts something in booze. He puts a food-ish or confectionery-ish thing in some sort of booze, leaves it for a week and then tastes it. And one he did that he was surprised how much he liked it was absinthe with peaches, like, you know, from a tin, or in my case, a little plastic tub. I tried it and it was actually remarkably good. It was amazing. Now, recently, Mrs. Angry's been saying, hey, you know, you've still got several of these things of peaches you haven't used. You should use them. I thought, fair call, and I was discussing on a live stream what would be best, because I was torn, because I think any spirit would work with, like gin, or whiskey, or brandy, or rum, or even agave spirits. Tossed it around. I thought, you know what, first, you always get like peach bourbon drinks, so I'm going to go with some whiskey with the old peaches in syrup. So it's going to be a whiskey liqueur because it's going to have a fair bit of syrup added to it just by the packaging. I'm not straining the peaches, I'm going to add it in. So it'll be a peach whiskey liqueur. To use Ryan's phrases, I guess, I'm going to put whiskey in peaches for a week or until something interesting happens. Alrighty, it has been a week, time to taste. Unlike Ryan, I'm not going to do a shot, but I am going to taste it. It's taken on a bit of a colour of the peach. Still smells like whiskey though. It's really weird, it's brought out a sort of smoky flavour in the whiskey. That is not overly sweet and still has whiskey characteristics. So I think it is time to try it in a cocktail, or maybe two. The big decision for me was, will I make a sour with this, or will I make an old-fashioned? And there's so much of the whiskey characteristic still there, I think I'm going to make an old-fashioned. A little bit of improvisation. As the sweetener, I'm not going to go full on sugar syrup. I'm going to have some of this yuzu liqueur in there. It's a Japanese liqueur. Yuzu is a citrus, quite like a lime, but a little bit different. This is very interesting. So I guess if I'm making this, this is now becoming a whiskey daisy, really? That's what it's gonna be, and here's how I'm gonna make it. In a mixing glass, I'm putting 2.5 ounces or 75 mils of my peach whiskey liqueur, then 3/4 of an ounce, around 22.5 mils of my yuzu liqueur. Then I'm doing 1 dash of orange bitters and 1 dash of aromatic bitters. Add ice to the glass, stir that for 20 to 25 seconds to chill and dilute the drink, and then strain that into a rocks glass over a big chunk of ice. And for garnishes, I'm going to do a twist of lemon and a maraschino cherry on a skewer. All of which gives us this. What should I call this? A peach whiskey daisy? That's close enough. I'm intrigued as to how my guess of the yuzu going with this will work. Oh, that balances really well. It's made it into a lightly fruity drink. The whiskey character is still there. It is kind of halfway between an old-fashioned and a sour at the moment, which is what I was aiming for. So I'm quite happy that that's come out. It's going to be interesting to try this in a few more things as well. My peach whiskey. Now, another thing, like I said, I was inspired by Ryan Doka. He tends to eat the food element that's in the drink. My experience with that, fruit in spirits gets really bitter and gross, so I'm just going to spare myself that, and I'm going to keep the liqueur. I'll strain it out of there and, I don't know, leave the boozy peaches out for the possums. I'm sure they'll enjoy that. I'm going to enjoy that, and I hope wherever you are, you're enjoying yourself, and I do hope you come back again soon. Until I see you again, I'll say cheers.